नमस्कार सभी को, जय श्री कृष्णा।
नमस्कार।
जैसा कि आज बहुत ही शुभ दिन है हम सबके लिए, ऋषिकुल योगपीठ द्वारा जो नेशनल वेबिनार 365 दिवसीय आयोजित किया जा रहा है, उसमें आज 289वां महासत्र है, 289 सेशन। इस सेशन में आज हमारे बीच उपस्थित हुई हैं मुख्य वक्ता के रूप में अनुषा सीजी, कर्नाटका, बैंगलोर से। मैं उनका हार्दिक स्वागत अभिनंदन करता हूं।
धन्यवाद सर।
आज का जो सत्र है, सेशन है, वह विशेष है उन लोगों के लिए जिसमें टॉपिक रखा गया है हाउ योगा इज यूजफुल इन प्रेगनेंसी, खासकर महिलाओं के लिए। तो इसका बहुत ही अच्छा एक इम्पैक्ट मिलने वाला है, जानकारी मिलने वाली है, जिसके तहत जो भी आज लाइव माध्यम से जुड़े हैं या बाद में यह वीडियो देखेंगे, उन्हें निश्चित है कि इस स्पीच से, इस व्याख्यान से लाभ मिलेगा। और मैं संक्षिप्त परिचय दे देता हूँ। अनुषा सीजी जी बेंगलोर कर्नाटका से बता दिया है, बी लाइफ कोच, ग्रेटिट्यूड कोच, इंटरनेशनली सर्टिफाइड गर्भ संस्कार कोच। तो आज का जो टॉपिक है कहीं उसी अनुभव के साथ आपके सामने प्रस्तुत होने जा रहा है। तो आज के सत्र को आरंभ करने से पूर्व हम लोग ईश्वर वंदना भी कर लेते हैं। आइए कमर गर्दन सीधी करते हुए सभी ध्यानात्मक आसन में। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलचारुभक्षं मासुतं शोकविनाशकारितं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपार्थम्। हथेलियों का घर्षण करेंगे, चेहरे पर कोमलता से स्पर्श करेंगे। आज का सत्र बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, जुड़े रहें सभी। और मैं पुनः स्वागत करता हूँ अनुषा सीजी जी का। और अब मैं आमंत्रित करूँगा अनुपम कुमार, बिहार स्टेट कोऑर्डिनेटर, स्कूल योगपीठ, आए और अनुषा जी का स्वागत करें और आज का कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सर। मेरा नाम अनुपम कुमार, ऋषिकुल योगपीठ बिहार का कोऑर्डिनेटर हूं और आज के सत्र में मिस अनुषा सीजी मैडम का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। तो मैडम कर्नाटका से लाइव आ चुकी है, तो चलते हैं अनुषा मैडम के पास और आज के बारे में जानेंगे। मैम, आपका मोस्ट वेलकम एंड स्टार्ट योर सेशन। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू, धन्यवाद सबको। माफ कीजिएगा मैं ज्यादा देर तक हिंदी में बात नहीं कर पाऊंगी क्योंकि आई एम नॉट वेरी कंफर्टेबल विद हिंदी। आई एम फ्रॉम कर्नाटका। आई होप यू ऑल कैन अंडरस्टैंड। जितना हो सकता है मैं बात करने के लिए कोशिश करती हूँ। Yes, thank you so much for inviting me to this national webinar. And I'm feeling very glad to be here. Thank you so much, everyone. I start with feeling gratitude towards all the sages. हमें उन सबको शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहिए जो पहले से ही ये सबको यूज करते जा रहे हैं, है ना। इसलिए all the sages, gurus and all the parents, our parents and teachers, I owe to everyone, and I'll start with this Garbhini Paricharya. Okay, what is Garbhini Paricharya? It is all about the well-being of women, that is especially pregnant women, right? How we can holistically take care of a pregnant woman is all about Garbhini Paricharya. It is mentioned in previous ancient sciences only, and even modern sciences also. Actually now it is proving all these things. Yoga and all these things, they are also including, even Western people are also including all these things, yoga, Garbhini Paricharya, because it is very important for a pregnant woman to take care of herself in a holistic way, right? That is why Garbhini Paricharya is very important, and yoga plays a very important role in Garbhini Paricharya, right? How it is playing very important role, we will see in this session. Okay. First, we will look at the things which are not allowed in the pregnancy, right? While doing yoga, yes, it is important for everyone to practice yoga, but we should take care of ourselves. We should listen to our body. We should listen to our mind, right? That is why we should know first what is happening within us, right? That is why first we should see what are the things we should not do during yoga in pregnancy, right? That is why we will go through some of the points. Okay, just take care of yourself in this precious 9 months. Okay, the poses which are to be avoided in the pregnancy while doing yoga are like you should not do backward bending, and you should not hold the breath for longer time, right? It is very harmful to the baby. And you should not forcefully breathe. Forcefully breathing exercise cannot be done, like Kapalbhati and all. We will forcefully breathe at that time. No, we should avoid those kind of things. And even the complicated postures we should avoid, and the postures which are putting pressure on the abdomen, we should avoid all those things. Okay, पेट पे भार नहीं लेना चाहिए. And lying on the stomach is avoided, right? We should not lie on the stomach. We should not lie on the abdomen. It creates like breathlessness to the baby. Okay, the supply of nutrients to the baby will be avoided at that time. That is why it is very important not to lie on the bed, not to lie on the stomach. Okay, and you should take care of that, and you should avoid complicated poses also, and you should not strain yourself while doing yoga. Okay, it should be like you should sit in a calm environment and with a presence of mind. Okay, and you should be attentive at that time while doing yoga, and you should connect with your body and know your body first. Okay, go into your body, scan your body one by one, all the body parts you should scan and know your body, what is happening. While doing every pose, you should be aware of which body parts are stretching, which body parts are getting the oxygen supply, nutrient supply, and how it is utilizing, and how the hormones are controlling, how the hormones are balancing, how the stress is reducing. All those things, you should be aware of all those things. You should be mindful of all those things while you are doing yoga in pregnancy, right? And you should not do the upside down poses. Now the celebrities who are pregnant are doing upside down poses also, and you might have seen in the social media, but it is not applicable for everyone. They are well versed and they know their body, but as you people are freshers, means maybe don't take risk at any time. Know your body, know your restrictions, and know what is happening inside the body while doing any asanas, any yoga poses, right? And always go with instructions of experts. Okay, there are a lot of people who are teaching yoga online and offline, right? Just choose the best one, right? And do yoga with expert guidance. That is what I do suggest to all my mentees, because it is safer, right? This is the pregnancy is a crucial time, and it is a very precious time, and that's why I request all of you to go with yoga experts and take their guidance while doing every asanas, every stretches. You just go with them, take their instructions, follow them in a right manner. Okay, and yeah, there are some general guidelines that I wanted to suggest you. Slow and steady movements will help you in a better way. Okay, and after every asana, just while doing asanas, you should take care of yourself, means what is happening inside the body. You just scan, means you just be mindful of those things, means which body part is stretching, how it is getting the nutrients, how the blood flow is happening at that time, right? How that body part is getting the strength by yoga, right? In the initial days, you might be feeling like tired, or something, means uncomfortable in doing some postures. But with experts guidance, you will be step by step learning all those things, and you will get the strength within your body, right? That is why slow and steady wins the race. We all know that, right? Be slow, be steady, and be mindful of your breath. You should not hold your breath at any point. You should take care of the normal breathing pattern every time while doing every asanas, right? That is what I suggest. And do it with consciousness, fully mindfulness, right? And then only you will get the benefits out of it. Yeah. And be in a calm and relaxed state, and be mindful of the things what is happening and how it is adjusting, how the body is adjusting to that posture, and how your strength is building day by day. You should just observe that. And yeah, listen to your body, never strain your body. If you feel strain, then stop at that time, relax yourself, take some time, drink some water, and take rest. And then if you feel like starting again, then only you start. Otherwise, you end up the session there itself at that time for the day. Okay, you take rest. Okay, always say listen to your body. Body ka dhyan rakhna, right? Normal breathing should be continued in every asanas, and maintain the gap of 1 or 2 hours after the meal, right? Between the meal time. Okay, we should not do any asanas within 2 and 3 hours of having breakfast or lunch or dinner, right? That is why have a break of at least 1 or 2 hours, okay, while doing yogasana. And start the yoga with chanting mantra. This is very important, and even we started the session with chanting mantra, right? This is very helpful because we will connect to the divine energy, and we will surrender ourselves, and divine energy will take care of this. And even mantras are proven to be very effective. They create good vibrations. Mantras can help to rise our vibrations to the higher levels. That is why even we can connect to the divine energy. You may be calling it as divine source or the universe or your favorite deity. You just invoke that deity and surrender yourself and connect with that divine energy. That is very important in the pregnancy journey, because the soul is very divine. That is what we believe. That is why it is important for the soul to connect with the higher energy, right? That is how you will rise your vibration and your baby will rise its vibration, right? This is how the baby will be healthier throughout the pregnancy. It will get the divine blessings from the God, right? That is why. And maintain silence. This is also very important. And be away from all the distractions. Your mobile phone should be like silent or anything. Just be like you should not get distracted with anything while doing yoga, right? And do it very slow and steady, and be aware of the movement and all the stretches, all the means the blood flow, the circulation of the blood within you, right? When you are mindful of the things, wherever the focus goes, energy flows. This is how we get most benefits out of yoga, right? And yeah, I'm a certified Garbha Sanskar coach, and I got the international certification from Dr. Nutan ma'am. Okay, she is a yoga practitioner also, and she linked that yoga and the diet pattern, all these things to this Garbhini Paricharya and Garbhadan Sanskar, even Garbha Sanskar, all these things. She linked all these things, and she has written a very beautiful book. And even we refer as Garbha Sanskar coaches, we always refer that book. Okay, it is the ultimate guide to Garbha Sanskar. If you want, you can purchase that and follow the instructions over there. She has explained very beautifully how yoga is important in pregnancy and how you can utilize, how you can get most benefits out of yoga, and in which trimester which yoga should be performed. I have seen many people who are yoga practitioners guiding yoga to pregnant women, they are following the same module throughout the pregnancy, right? It should not be done like that. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. हर महीने के लिए अलग अलग योगा प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए. That is what I believe. And even it is proven that we should do some of the particular exercises in पहले महीने, दूसरे महीने, तीसरे महीने, right? You should aware of the things which has to be done and why we need to do different yoga asanas in different trimesters, right? Dr. Nutan Pakre, who is founder of this yoga institution, and with whom I learned all these things, she has explained very beautifully in her book that she has divided into 3S module, right? She explains like it is very simple to understand. 3S, that is SSS, stands for first S is standing for the first trimester is for stability. Okay, we should be stable at that time. Our mind will be wondering what is happening, all the hormonal changes will be happening, and we will not notice. Even many people don't even know that they have missed their periods and they have conceived a baby, right? At this moment, we always suggest people to go with conscious spiritual conception. You should be aware of the things happening to you and your body, right? You should know your body such that you will be understanding even before taking the test, pregnancy test, you will know that, right? That is how you should connect to your body and what are the changes happening, minute changes happening in your body. You should notice that, right? Then only you can be aware of the things even from the first month itself. See, nowadays we are facing so many miscarriages and even infertility is too much, okay? But then also people are going for IVF, many things, okay, that is okay. But after conceiving, you should be aware of the things, right? This is for everyone. Conception process might be different, but those who have conceived should be following some of the things step by step. First trimester, that is first month, second month, and third month, you should practice stability yoga. What is this stability yoga, right? You should calm yourself. You should connect with the baby inside you, right? The baby which is growing inside, the body will treat that baby as a foreign body, right? It is not aware of that, right? When you are not aware of the things happening to you, your body is not connected to the baby, and that is why it tries to push it out. This is what happening, and that's why miscarriages are more, because you have not accepted the baby, right? That is why be mindful and scan your body. Always be aware of the things happening to you, and whenever you get this good news of becoming pregnant, just invite the baby, thank the baby, write a letter to the baby. Thank you so much for coming to my life. This is how your mind will connect to the baby and your body will accept the baby's body. And now the stability happens. Okay? When you are invoking the divine energy, you start chanting mantras and you are grateful for having the conception, and you are grateful for the new life which is inside you, then you will be like, okay, I'll accept. The baby will feel that you that is invited to your womb, right? Even we practice inviting the baby in the fertility sessions, right? That is also possible. We actually invite the soul to the womb. We will write a letter to the soul that please choose me as your mother, right? This is how we can invoke the divine energy. Okay, the conception has happened, but if it is by choice or by chance, you have to write a letter to your baby, thanking your baby. Thank you so much for choosing me as your parent, right? This is the first thing you need to do. And after that, your mind will accept the body of the baby and it will nurture. Then you have to, within 3 months, lot of changes will be happening into your body. That is why the stability yoga comes under a picture here. Okay, what is this stability yoga? You can do Sukhasana. Okay, you can sit in Sukhasana. You can sit in Vajrasana. and you can sit in Virasana. Okay, all these things you can include, and Yoga Nidra is best way, right? Your mind will be having so many thoughts, and that's why Yoga Nidra is best way to stabilize your body. Okay, and even you can do Parvatasana and Vajrasana, Tadasana. Okay, all these things you can do, and if you don't know how to do all these things, at least do Yoga Nidra. There are a lot of videos available in the YouTube. Go to that and practice Yoga Nidra. You feel better and you feel connected to the baby, and always talk to the baby. Okay, you might be thinking, how can a baby listen to it? Okay, but it happens. The baby can actually listen to you, and that's why connect with the baby through yoga. And while sitting also, while standing also, there are a lot of postures, correction you need to be done. And yeah, you can refer this book. I'll show you this book, Ultimate Guide to Garbha Sanskar. Here ma'am has mentioned everything, the sitting posture, standing posture, and all those things, and even the particular yoga poses to be done in all the trimesters, why it has to be done. She has mentioned it very beautifully, and you can refer that, right? And now I'll be telling you, means even if we come to pranayama. Even pranayama is very beneficial to stabilize your body, right? First trimester you can do Anuloma Viloma pranayama, and also Brahmari pranayama is very beneficial. Okay, and in the second trimester, I'll also tell you which are the mantras you need to practice in this, right? Ganesha mantra you can chant in the first trimester, and Gayatri mantra, and also Rama Raksha Stotra. You can chant all these things, and if you are not aware of these things, search in Google, you will find all these things. Okay, and in the second trimester, okay, 3S is for, first is for stability. Okay, second is for strength building, right? Strength enhancing. And third trimester is for space creation. Second trimester is for strength building, how you can build the strength. Now you are stabilized. In the first trimester you practiced these modules, and you are stabilized, your body is stabilized, mind is stabilized, you are ready. And this second trimester we call it as a safer period. And why? Because now your body is stabilized, your mind has accepted, your body has accepted the child, and that is why many people announce their pregnancy after 3 months, right? Now you are stabilized and ready. Okay, ready for what? To perform some strengthening exercises, right? Now you can include some modified versions. I'm telling you here, modified versions of some asanas. Okay, they are like modified versions of Ardha Chakrasana and Ushtrasana, Virasana, Marjarasana, and Adho-Mukha Svanasana. All these things you can modify with experts' guidance. Okay, don't go with everyone's suggestion. Take the expert guidance and then move on. Okay, modified version of Ushtrasana, Adho-Mukha Svanasana, and Ardha Chakrasana, and Virasana, Marjarasana. These things you can perform in second trimester, right? That will help you to strengthen the body, especially the abdominal area, right? The womb area, the abdominal area, okay, and your back, your spinal cord. All these things are aligned. What happens is our center of gravity will shift towards forward when the belly is growing, right? That is why we should take care of strengthening the body, the spinal cord, the abdomen, and the pelvic region. When these things are strengthened, then you'll be like flexible and you feel like strong. Okay, and your baby will also get the muscle development along with you. Okay, mind and muscle development happens along with these practices. Okay, and strength building yoga develops flexibility and firmness in mother's body, and even for the baby it is helpful for the mind development. See, in the second trimester this heart develops, okay, in the 4th month, and sense organs develop in the 5th month, and brain develops in the 6th month. Means the holistic development, they all will be present before only, but the holistic development, the proper development happens at this time. Okay, all the organs get the shape, get the functions. Okay, they will be developed very in a very good manner, right? That is why to strengthen this activity of development of heart, development of sensory organs, and even the brain, when we are doing consciously the yoga, then the benefits will be more. Okay, I have mentioned what are the yoga poses you can do, and the mantras you can chant. Along with those mantras, Gayatri mantra, Ram Raksha Stotra, you can chant Hanuman Chalisa and Saraswati mantra and Vishnu Sahasranama. Hanuman is for representing the strength. That is why you can actually remember that. Okay, Hanuman is for strength, and this second trimester is for strength, and strength building happens when you chant Hanuman Chalisa. It is very, very beneficial. I have personally experienced the energy created by Hanuman Chalisa, and you can also include this. At least Hanuman Chalisa you should include and you should chant. Okay, I'll suggest you this. And the third trimester is for space creation. For what? For even the mother and the baby. They both need some space, right, in the womb area. Right, this means the garbha will develop almost 20 times bigger than the initial stage. The uterus will be growing very fast, very big, and that's why even mother will be feeling exhausted, and she will feel the pressure on the uterus and the bladder and all. That is why if you are practicing yoga with expert guidance, then you can maintain the things in a better way. Okay, it creates space for you also as a mother, expecting mother, and for the baby also to rotate and shift its position. Now the baby will be like upside down, means it will be shifting its position, right, in the third trimester. That is why when we are doing the space creation exercises, then it is very helpful for the baby to shift its position to downwards, towards the mother earth, towards the birth canal. That is how we can actually help in the childbirth process also, right? The childbirth process will be normal and it will be smoother, right? Less painful. I cannot say it is painless. Pain should be there to know the movements of the baby, to know the position of the baby. Pain should be there and it will be there, but the position, the tenure means the time will be lesser, right? Within the shorter period of time, there are more chances that you will deliver the baby in a normal way and with a healthy manner. And the child delivered in normal way are proven to be very happy and very healthy. They have the more immunity power while passing through the birth canal, vagina, right? That is why you should practice Malasana to create the space. Malasana is very important, and even in every day, right? This is the practice from the ancient times, but we have replaced all our toilets with Western toilets. Asana should be performed daily. Okay, and Virabhadrasana. This is also very beneficial. Gomukasana and Baddha Konasana. Gomukasana, Baddha Konasana, Virabhadrasana, and Malasana. Okay, at least you practice Malasana every day carefully. Sit in Malasana, and while standing also you take care of yourself. Okay, this is how Malasana is very beneficial. Even Western people have started including these things because because of the more benefits it is having, right? Even it prevents the constipation, right? Because of the growing belly, we will face all these things, the constipation, pressure on the bladder, and all these things. No, this will be easier, right? That is why I will suggest everyone to sit in Malasana at least for 1 or 2 minutes in a day. This is really very beneficial, and I have taken the advantage of this. I've delivered both the babies in a normal way, and this is very beneficial. Okay, practice Malasana every day at least. And pranayama, Brahmari pranayama you can do, okay, because it helps in balancing the vata. Right, when we are balancing vata, the flow of energy throughout the body will be very smooth, and it will cool down. If the excess of heat is there, it will cool down. That is why Brahmari pranayama is also very beneficial, and even it raises the vibration to the higher level. Brahmari pranayama, right? When you are this is like Om chanting, right? That is why Brahmari pranayama is very beneficial. And one more thing, the bonus tip is visualization. Throughout the pregnancy, you just visualize your baby, talk to the baby, touch your belly, and explain what are the yoga asanas you are doing and why you are doing, how it is beneficial, how the nutrients are supplied to the baby in a proper way while practicing all these asanas, right? It is not only important to take good nutrients to the body through the diet, but it is also important for all the cells to actually energy get the energy from the nutrients we are taking, right? That is why the absorption of nutrient happens in a very good way when we are practicing yoga. This is how the yoga is very beneficial during pregnancy. Okay, and yeah, you must also do some activities which are required. Okay, include some brain development activities. Be happy throughout the pregnancy and accept the baby. What are the negative things happening around you? You just remove it off. Don't take it to your mind, and be happy always. And refer to this book for ultimate guidance. Ultimate Guide to Garbha Sanskar. And here ma'am has explained how the body, mind and soul all are connected. And if you want another book, I have written a book, Womb Sanskar. Okay, this is also available in the Amazon, and it is all about yes, Garbha Sanskar only, but I have stressed more about how mind is impacting the body, right? And here ma'am has explained how body is impacting the mind, right? You can buy both the books and read, because it is completely different, and we have explained everything in a detailed manner. If you want more details, you can just go to Amazon and order those things. And some of the benefits of asanas in pregnancy, why we should do all these asanas, right? We will look into it and we will conclude the session. Okay, what are the benefits of all these asanas? This enhances the blood circulation towards the womb area, right? Towards means even the mother's body will be having good blood circulation, and even to the baby all the nutrients are supplied in a very good way, and that is how the baby's weight will be proper, and baby's brain development will be proper, and baby's holistic development will be proper. Okay, this improves the blood circulation mainly. Okay, and the nutrition of the mother is connected to the child through placenta, right? That is why even the placental health will be good, and even the umbilical cord health will be good, and that is why baby will be nurtured in a proper way, and baby's development will happen in a very good way. And the strength, it strengthens the muscles of both abdomen and the pelvic region. I have already told you about this. It strengthens the abdominal muscles and the pelvic muscles. This is very important for the pregnant women, and even after birth also. In the postnatal days, she will be recovered very soon. Okay, within 45 days, she'll be recovered very fast. That is why it has proven to be more beneficial. If you practice yoga, you can recover very fast, and you can take care of your baby in a proper way after giving birth. Okay, and it prevents most of the pregnancy complications. See, when you are accepting the child, when you are stabilizing your mind in the first trimester itself, you are welcoming the baby in a very good environment, right? That is how your baby will adjust to you, your environment. Even after giving birth, it will adjust to your surroundings in a faster way. That is why it will prevent many complications. Even when you are accepting the pregnancy, your body will accept all the changes, all the hormonal changes, and it will start giving like, okay, proceed, right? That is why I have seen many people who are struggling with more vomiting throughout the pregnancy and so many complications, giddiness and all those things. But these can be avoided to some extent if you are practicing yoga, and even the birthing complications will be avoided in a proper way by practicing all these things, the yoga, and including meditations, including visualizations, right? And it helps in normal childbirth, as I have said, because we are strengthening the body, we are stabilizing the body, we are creating some space for the baby to turn around and go through the birth canal. That is why it is proven that it helps in normal childbirth, healthy offspring, and healthy mother. If the baby is healthy, then we will be happy, right? Even for the well-being of pregnant women, it is proven to be more beneficial, right? This is all about how important it is to practice yoga in your pregnancy, and how you can take care of yourself according to the trimesters, how you can modify the asanas, and how you can get most benefits from the asanas. Many people teach yoga, means they will be following some of the modules, but I have seen no one means not many people are including like step by step according to the brain development of the baby, according to the physical development of the baby. This module, 3S module, is very good, and you can refer to the book which I have mentioned earlier if you want more details. Okay. Thank you so much. Gratitude to my guru, Dr. Nutan Thakre, and gratitude towards Anupam sir and Devnath Shukla sir. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I feel very glad to be here.
जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you.
आज का ये सत्र बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण भी था और ज्ञानवर्धक था, जो सभी ने इसका ज्ञानार्जन किया है और आगे भी करेंगे, क्योंकि यह लाइव वीडियो फेसबुक पर भी है और साथ ही ये यूट्यूब चैनल पर भी रहेगा। तो सभी लोग इस ज्ञानवर्धक सेशन को बार बार देख करके बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं। और आज का जो सत्र में अपना बहुत मूल्य समय देने के लिए मैं हंसा जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ पुनः।
Thank
और
you.
साथ ही आगे के लिए पुनः आमंत्रित करता हूँ, जब भी समय मिलता है उसके हिसाब से आप फिर से कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं हमारे इस सेशन में। और आज के इस सत्र को विराम दिया जाएगा। इसके लिए मैं शांति पाठ के लिए आमंत्रित करूँगा अनुपम कुमार जी को, वो आएँ और धन्यवाद दें मैम का, और साथ ही शांति पाठ कराकर आज के कार्यक्रम को विराम दें।
थैंक यू शुक्ला सर। और आज का सेशन बहुत ही अच्छा था। सेशन इज सो ब्यूटीफुल एंड नाउ वी आर रेडी फॉर शांति पाठ। So sit in straight position and join your palms, meditation pose, and start Shanti Path. Om Yambakam Yadamahi Gandhim Pushtivartanam Uhariti Vavandana Nityoti Matucha Om Shanti and rub your both hands and gently open your eyes. Thank you, Shukla sir, and thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome in next session. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.